Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to review this gem making kit that I got from the Sophie and Toffee website. Last time I ordered from them, I randomly stumbled upon this kit and I thought it would maybe be interesting to review this, see how beginner friendly it is, and maybe see if it would be a possible Christmas gift. Now let's see what we have inside. First up we have these flat containers and they contain some metal charms like bird cages, stars, moons, bow ties and hearts. Very cute embeds. Then we have this Loudy Home Sweet Love and this heart charm on this keychain is really cheaply glued sadly, so I have to fix that later on, but the keychain is a pinkish color out of fake leather with some gold metal and this like charm loop thing with this eye hook on the end. We also get some bezel backing tape, and then we have this grape flavored nail polish remover or something like that. I'm not too sure what this is. I'm sure they had a kit where it came with, but I don't think it's very helpful for resin stuff. And we also get these really pointy tweezers which will be helpful for placing embeds. Next off we have this huge variation of different foils and glitters and fine glitters, which is super awesome because it means that you can make some combinations and just be more creative with the variety of colors and kinds you get. We also get these nail stickers, and we have ones that are in kind of sakura design, I think, with blue, and we have these Christmas designs, which is perfect if you think about it as a Christmas gift. And then we also have this UV resin in clear, and it's the thin type. We also get some other kinds of embeds, which include some like rhinestones, glitter shapes like stars, and some of these flowers and bow ties that are also kind of like resin charms that you can embed. Next up we have this UV flashlight, and I have to say the front of this is really cheaply made, and it takes 3 small AAA batteries, I think it was, but it works quite well. We also get these flat dried flower embeds, which are really cute, a set of pipettes, these like pearl charms which are made out of plastic, these keychains with some pins inside for fastening your charms, a spoon for scooping glitters and stuff, some round hooks and some stars, some small chains, gears and a golden necklace. There was also some purple and pink pigments in there that for some reason I forgot to show you on camera. And the most important thing, of course, in this kit is this mold. Now I had some bad experience with this exact mold, so let's see how this goes. I decided to start with this teardrop shape, and I wanted to do something really simple with using these fake pearls, and I later on use one of these blue like sakura stickers. I think they look more like mermaid crowns or something, so I decided to just put it in with the pearls to make a mermaid type charm. After I cured the first layer, I'm adding some purple colorant to some UV resin and adding that to the bag, and here you can see the finished charm. For my second charms I decided to use these metal embeds, and I'm just filling up these tiny molds halfway and curing that, and then I'm putting a little drop of UV resin there and putting these metal charms in. covering that with a little bit more UV resin and curing that, and with that these tiny pieces are finished too. Next up we have this hexagonal shape, and I'm just starting out with a small layer of clear, curing that, and then I'm going to add 2 of the pressed flowers, and I'm just putting them in and trying to wiggle them around to get out all the air bubbles from underneath them. You can also put them in some UV resin first to make sure there's really no air bubbles trapped under them. And after some curing, this is finished. Next up is the heart, and I'm starting out with some clear UV resin, and I'm putting in one of the bows that was in the charms kit, and I'm just adding a little bit of clear UV resin on top after curing the bow in place. And I decided to just dump in some of the glitter and of these holographic like pink flakes. I think they look really pretty with the white bow charm in the foreground, and here's the finished heart charm. Now, since we had these gears and these tiny rhinestones, I decided to get a little bit fancy, so I attached some of these rhinestones with some metal glue. Sadly, one of them got lost while I put it in the resin later, but I don't mind, it still looks pretty cool. And I really like the idea of giving these gears a new look with rhinestones. It makes them look really fancy. And I decided to put this in the oval shape middle one. So I'm starting out with some clear resin, popping all of the little bubbles and then placing it inside before topping it completely and curing it. I just wanted to have the gear inside with nothing else, and I think it turned out quite cute. For the last one, I'm making the top left, and I'm starting out with one of the metal bow ties and just placing that in some clear resin. After popping the bubbles, I'm just adding a little bit more resin, and then I'm adding some of the pink and some of the purple, and I spilled some pink on accident, so I just took it off with some paper towels. And with these pigments, I'm just swirling them in the resin, topping that after it's cured with some more resin and unmolding that. Lastly, I just add some of the golden rings to the tiny charms and adding them to the bracelet. I think they turned out super cute. And I also put the heart charm I made on the heart keychain holder. And this was a little hard since the band was kind of thick, so I just pushed it in there with the tweezers, which worked really great. And there we have the finished keychain charm. Now to the review of this kit. I think the variety of items you get in this one is really great. You can do lots of little projects and lots of little charms with a variety of different designs, and you can totally use these glitters and embeds for other resin projects. The only thing I really didn't like was how cheap the keychain was, but I think for this price getting a keychain at all even is really great. And now to the part I was worried about, and that is the mold. This mold is not really out of the normal type of silicone. I feel it's more like gummy. I've seen this molds mostly used for chocolate and stuff, and I always have a bit of reservations when it comes to using them for resin, because the first mold that I had, the resin that I used for that got a little bit warmer while curing and it fused with the mold, sadly. This one didn't, but what I found is the resin shrinks a little bit when you cure it, so you have to cure it from the underside first, or it will shrink so much that your surface will get uneven and you will have these like flat missing resin parts on top. You can kind of see that on some of the charms I made, but all in all, you know, you can live with it, or at least I can live with it. It's not too bad, but it's sad if you really take your time making them and then having an uneven surface. Now, I can't really remember what I paid for this kit, but I think it was like 30 something to $40, which honestly is really not bad. You get 2 containers of resin, lots of glitters and embeds and pigments. I think this is a really great deal, especially for a beginner, because it's some easy and quick projects. Also, you might have noticed I didn't test out the lamp in this video. I only realized later, so I did one charm off camera, and I have to say it works pretty great with this resin. So I would totally say this is a Christmas gift worthy kit for a beginner, and it's really easy to handle this kit and use all the stuff, and it doesn't leave a lot of mess behind, I found, because you have all these tweezers and other tools to place your embeds. Although what I would have loved for a beginner would have also been a tiny silicone cup or something like that to put the resin in beforehand, although you kind of don't need it except for the pigments or if you want to pre-mix the glitters. And what would have also been great maybe would have been like a silicone tool that you can place the embeds in the resin with, or just move them around. I used my own, as you might have seen in the video, but without getting the tweezers dirty, I think the only option you have here is either using the spoon, which would mean that glitters and stuff would stick in it, or just using the tips of the pipette. So yeah, definitely a fan of this kit, although, as I said, I would really swap out the silicone mold in this one with another proper silicone mold that doesn't leave these like gaps on the bottom, because if you already make charms, or if a beginner makes charms, them being even would be really nice. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and got some creative ideas what charms you can do, or if you can get this kit for a friend of yours. Feel free to let me know what you guys think of this kit and which charm that I made was your favorite, or which design you like the most. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day. Bye!